everybody. It's the Rob from Kiss 106 and 103gbfrocks.com. Here with my tag team partner in podcasting. Please, everybody, welcome to the show, Jerry freaking Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
Good morning, pal. I want to preface all of this by saying that today could go off the rails for me work-wise.
What do you mean?
Well, the president of our company is in the building, and he's very hands-on, and he's like a contract guy, a litigation guy. He's all about like that kind of stuff. And so
He's a Paul Heyman guy.
He is a Paul Heyman guy, and if he comes in here, you're going to know it because I'm going to take the thing, I'm going to set it down, and I'm going to start talking to him like I was voice tracking.
Totally understand.
He is not a guy that I'm cool with him knowing that I'm doing a podcast for another radio station, even if it is a 10-hour drive away. Like, it just would not go well at all. Also, there's a lot of hubbub going on outside the door here because another station pooped its pants. Their operating system started to eat itself this morning. So I'm waiting for today to be the day when people come in and they start interrupting my promo like I'm Elias. Like I'm Elias, and I'm sitting here and I'm trying to do my thing, and then all of a sudden somebody's going to come in and ruin my time. I'm expecting it. So I'm just letting everybody know in the post-to-post universe could happen.
So we're happy that you make time out of your schedule to be with us. If you need to just stand up unexplained, I'll just turn your mic down and I'll just cover for you.
Thank you.
So why don't we go ahead and get started? Well, first of all, this is a new shirt. I did get a shirt from Steve, I believe 2 birthdays ago. That was a Kurt Angle shirt, different from this one.
Excellent.
So I now have 2. I'm the proud owner of 2 Kurt Angle shirts. This one only like $5 or $6. Check me out.
I wish I could see it, pal. All I see is a picture of you in a suit standing like this. So
oh, really?
I don't know if anyone else can see you, but
no, they can't. Because I directed over here.
Okay, good. Well, then I'm sure the shirt is amazing.
I wonder if there's any way I can. I don't know what to do. Well, it's a Kurt Angle shirt.
Awesome.
I mean, amazing. Amazing is giving it some credit, but it's a Kurt Angle shirt.
You have a Kurt Angle shirt. I need an acting general manager Corbin shirt.
Why? Do you love him?
No, but I just think it's a fun juxtaposition.
I gotta tell you, maybe it's because his competition on SmackDown is so unimpressive. I don't think he's doing a bad job in this role. Your thoughts?
He did. No, absolutely not. And I like how they're making him one of those guys that puts himself in a match. And then I loved it. Went from, oh my God, I'm so sick of him and Finn Balor. Like, seriously, another repeat of this match, to, okay, I liked how they finished it. They could have done it against anybody else.
It is.
But I loved the chair shot, the disqualification. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm very busy. He goes, I'm very busy. I forgot to tell you. It's a no DQ match. And then he beats him with the chair and pins him. I loved it.
That is 2 of my first 2 notes from the show. You hit them both. I like the finish to Balor Corbin, but gosh damn, pal, how many times do we have to see them fight?
I mean, the same goes later in the show with the Revival and the B Team. I was just like, how many times do I have to see this match?
Yeah, my burn on Balor Corbin, though, is through the roof.
It's out of control. They gave us that good payoff at the end, but the match was too long to justify it.
And I like that the gimmick is, what is his name? What do we call it? Constable Corbin. He's I guess he's acting general manager Corbin now. He's got so much on his mind. He forgets all this important stuff. I'm digging what he's doing.
I love it. I love that he forgot Bobby Lashley's match.
So let me also, before that note, which was early in the show, for the duration of Roman Reigns' walk to the ring at the start of the show, I was like, oh man, Raw is so much fun just on this walk to the ring. It's this crazy mixed reaction. And back at home, we're wondering, like, what's the direction for Roman? Is he a heel or is he a face? We'll surely find out by the end of the promo. And unfortunately, we did. I thought it was going to be, I'm a full-fledged heel, but by the end of the night, I think they made a mistake, Jer.
I noticed on the walk to the ring, I was geeking out too, and I noticed something that they had never done before, and Corey Graves or Cole, one of them said, the most polarizing figure in WWE today. And I was like, wow, they're finally recognizing the booze. They just never did that before. They called him the guy and it's the big dog, but they never pointed out the fact that he was indeed polarizing. I was like, I was the same as you. Here comes the heel turn. And then what I thought was a great promo by he and Braun. I thought it was good. I loved Braun saying, I'm cashing in. I'm not cashing in now. I'm cashing in Hell in the Cell where your boys can't get me. And I liked that. I hated the handshake. And I hated now you're acting like a monster. I hated that whole thing. And I was like, oh, God, they're going to do the I respect you, AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura lead up to WrestleMania again. And this is going to be boring. And why in the world is Braun Strowman okay with the fact that he got put through a table last week? Like, this is not in line with his character. Now, later we find out what happens at the very end. And I'll just jump to that, and I will agree with you. I think it is a mistake, and I think that they have not learned from the past. Do you remember when they had what I thought was feud of the year? Braun Strowman was a heel. He was a monster heel, and they put him in a feud with Roman Reigns, and that is where he started getting cheers. That's where the Braun Strowman as a face pop started happening, was those crazy great matches with Roman Reigns because everyone was booing Roman. And now they're doing it again. They're making Braun the heel.
Well, and let's also remember, so here's where we're at. As Raw went off the air last week, you had, like you mentioned on the last Raw review episode, so 2 episodes ago, you're like, he's the only person that could turn those 3 guys heel. And you're right. Strowman is that over, and maybe the most over, that he was the smartest choice to turn those 3 baby faces, super over baby faces, heel.
Crazy over.
And they had this organic baby face that they didn't exactly foresee as a baby face with Braun Strowman. You had this heel that they didn't foresee as a heel in Roman Reigns, but you had it there. When you combine that fact with the fact that SmackDown's world champion is also a baby face, I don't know why you would not turn Roman Reigns heel. I mean, it just seems so natural right now. I know,
especially with the, for as long as it is, the departure of Brock Lesnar from television, and it'll probably be a significant amount of time. There's no top heel on Raw.
Yeah, you really had it. You really did.
But when I go back and I think about it, the writing was on the wall all night because they had Dean Ambrose against Jinder Mahal.
Correct.
And they had Seth Rollins against Kevin Owens, and both of those guys, instead of being in any kind of heel capacity, took on heels. And I should have seen this coming a mile away, but I didn't. And kudos to WWE. I did not see Braun Strowman teaming up with those 2 guys. And I mean, if he does, while I think it's a mistake, those 3 would be fun to watch together too, don't you think? All of a sudden, Drew McIntyre is not the biggest guy in the bunch.
Well, here's my thought, and I'm kind of surprised you just said what you did, because I was 100% sure by the time they went to the first break. I was 100% sure they were keeping Reigns and the Shield face.
I didn't see it. I really didn't. I was waiting for the Shield to come out. I was waiting for some kind of crap. I just didn't. I was actually waiting for the WWE to give me this Braun and Roman respect each other garbage for 3 weeks. I had no faith.
No, I didn't see the Braun heel turn. I just saw the Shield being face by the time the first break happened. Definitely did not see the heel turn from Braun. Now,
here's my question that I was left with, and I'm sure everybody's left with the same question. We watched the same show. Are we to believe that Braun set this up from the beginning with those 2 guys? Or did it just he just made up his mind and they went along with it? Are they a team now, or was it just convenient on Monday night?
That's a good question. I don't think it's going to do Braun or the world. Here's what I think. I think you've got the Shield, and it's one of those deals where Roman's pairing off with Braun, and Ambrose and Rollins are pairing off with Ziggler and McIntyre. So they'll be the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of friends, but I don't foresee them being as stable after they're done with each other.
I know it was an NXT thing, but I'd love to see a War Games.
Nah.
Damn it, pal.
Nah. War Games has never been my fave.
Damn it, pal.
Everyone loved the NXT one more than I did, although I don't want to make it seem like I did not like the NXT one. It just, everyone liked it more than I did.
I only had one problem with that War Games, and I loved it, but I only had one issue with it.
I think I know it. Can I say it?
Say it.
You hated that the cage was open.
Put the roof on there, pal.
Yeah, you need a roof on that, pal.
You got to have a roof on there, pal. You got to put a roof on it. Now, if there's what's next? Because I feel like we're going to agree on just about everything today.
All right, let me go in order of my notes if you don't mind. A lot of promotion for HBK next week, but if you know anything about me, while I do think Shawn he's in my opinion, I have him at number 3 of all time. So I love Shawn Michaels. But when he's in a non-wrestling capacity, I find him unbearable.
I think he's unbearable. And the more I hear about him from Bruce Pritchard and Conrad, just the more I learn about Shawn Michaels, the less I like him in general. And I hear that and I'm just like, oh, this is stupid. I'm not into this at all. Although I will say those compilations of the WWE legends talking about that fight, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually kind of dug that. It just seemed like everyone was saying Undertaker. I only remember Stone Cold saying Triple H.
And that's the bottom line.
The one who I thought was out of place, like you could tell that WWE asked these people to do those, and it seemed like everyone wanted someone like in their own element, like, you know, doing something like what you would do, like be a little bit exciting. The one who really stood out to being really dull to me, like Big Show was just sitting at his kitchen table with his laptop open. I just thought he seemed especially dull to me.
Yeah, and so did Jeff Jarrett to me, I thought.
He was exciting because you don't see him every day. That made me happy.
Okay.
So I've got that note. Boy, I want to say this. Kudos to Kevin Owens. We'll get to the big thing here in a second. I will say he delivered one of those promos that led me to believe he could win the title the IC title last night.
Followed up with an A+ match that I at the end I did not know who was winning it. I just did not know who was winning it. That was awesome, and it was over 30 minutes. I mean, I was very happy. I was very happy. Raw's probably going to get the edge for me this week, but that's only because my favorite wrestler cut one of the best promos of the year. Then he had one of the best matches of the year, and then he had like what I think is going to turn into a pretty cool angle down the road. I love that whole thing. I love that whole thing, and that was a great match.
Yeah, I'm with you.
How about that moonsault at the end? He's looking this way, flipping, flapping. For everybody that says he's fat. He's as athletic as it comes, you turds.
I will say, of all the things that got the Holy S chant, I was surprised it was a stunner.
Thank you, Toronto. Thank you, Canada. I mean, of course, I kind of like him using the stunner, but that's not a Holy S. That's not a Holy S.
That's my thing.
No, him cannonballing outside the ring's more of a Holy S than that. Him doing a moonsault is a Holy S.
So my line of, do you want to talk about him quitting? Because I was going to move on, but I just realized we kind of missed the big thing.
I also like the bounce off the middle turnbuckle into an elbow drop. Like, I like that move.
I'm going to be honest. I feel bad saying this. I didn't pay enough attention to the match. I apologize. I'm just being honest with you, but you did, well, so feel free.
I'm probably marking out more over this match than other people. You know, there was no secret. He's my favorite wrestler on the roster. I don't think that he's been misused lately, but he's been underused and underutilized. He's had a good prominent role in the show, but he's been used to be Braun Strowman's bitch. So I kind of like that. I think at some point I think he's going to get a little bit of a break. And then I think they're going to bring him back, and I bet they time it with Sami Zayn possibly, and who knows where we go.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going from here with Kevin, but I don't think like it's a huge. Sorry, I don't think it's going to be like a he's gone kind of thing. I think it might be for a little bit. Maybe he wants to go back to SmackDown. Maybe this is the idea. I don't know where we go from here, but I'm excited.
I thought that promo at the end was cool too, where he just says, "I quit." And then I like the subtle thing of he didn't go up the ramp. He went off to the side. He went under the board. He took his tape off. He didn't go through Gorilla. He just, I quit. I'm done. I'm going out. I'm going out the back door. We'll see you.
Yeah, no, it was very well done. I agree. Promo of the year. You mentioned that term. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that strikes me as much better.
I love it. I love that he got this huge face reaction. I mean, he gets this incredible face reaction, and I'm like, and at that point, I'm still thinking the Shield could be heel, and I'm like, okay, they're rolling with it. And then he's like, I can't think of any better place than Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Oh yes, I can, right off the top of my head. Montreal, Quebec. And then he starts bitching at him in French, and I love when he does that. I do. Bang.
All right.
Kiss my butt. I'm Kevin Owens, and I'm coming to the ring.
Elias had one of my lines of the night last night. In fact, it's funny because my line of the night on SmackDown had to do with pop music, and my line of the night last night had to do with popular music.
Oh, okay. Maybe we have different lines of the night from Elias.
My line of the night was when Drake was singing "Started from the Bottom," he was talking about here.
Because he's from Toronto.
Because Drake's from Toronto. And of course on Tuesday, still my favorite line all year. Even Ed Sheeran doesn't like the club. He prefers the bar. I love that. What was yours?
I don't mess with women in their 60s.
Just his whole interaction with Trish. Oh my God, did I love that. Everything he was saying was working for me.
I liked that whole Trish thing until the end. I thought the end was weird. They just start bringing out the women, and they start, and Natty comes out, and I glaze over, and that's it. And I also don't think Ronda Rousey's music matches her at all. I don't have a
problem with Ronda's music. Natty, though, is really starting to experience some burn with me. It's funny.
Get ready, buddy. Welcome to the most tragic part of Jim the Anvil Neidhart dying. We're going to get Natty shoved down our throats for a little bit of time.
You know what's funny, Jer, is remember when Natty was, because there was literally a time when like she and Beth Phoenix were by far the best female wrestlers on the roster. And now it's a statement to how far women's wrestling has come, but now she's unwatchably bad.
It's not good.
You weren't really watching during the Beth Phoenix time.
And she comes, not really. And she comes out with the cat ears and like, but I get that there's a true and honest connection between she and Ronda Rousey. Natalia has trained mixed martial arts. She's trained with Eric Paulson, someone in the lineage of the school that I go to in California. I know because Maya Jarn has been there and met her while training. And so she's done mixed martial arts, and it makes sense that she's with Ronda right now, but I'm just sick of, I just see her come out and I'm like, come on.
Wait, you're talking about Natty did all that stuff?
Yeah. She trains grappling and mixed martial arts, and yeah.
Well, she's not working for me anymore. But what was even worse, Jer, than that match and when all the women came back was when they went to the back and took that obnoxious selfie. I thought that was just like, boy, you've taken women so far, and now it's like you send them to the back and you make them come off like the stereotypical, just like the dumb broad.
You're teaming them up with the two biggest diva offenders in the new era. Listen, the Bellas get 2 thumbs down from me. Same. They're double negatives for me. I just do not like the Bellas, and Brie only gets cheered because she's banging Daniel Bryan, and that's it. I think they're terrible actresses. I think they're terrible wrestlers. I think they're terrible, terrible, terrible. And when they're on my television, I get pooped.
I don't mind them on the TV show, on like the Total Bellas or Divas or whatever, but yeah, on Raw, can't stand them. And by the way, they're not much better.
I don't want Kim Kardashian on wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't mind certain reality shows. I don't want whichever teen got knocked up on 16 and pregnant to be in a wrestling match.
By the way, they're not much better actresses on Total Divas either.
I don't like them at all.
Like,
I'm Team Maurice.
You throw them in the back, and it's like you're doing all the stereotypical diva things that we're trying to move away from. Like, come on. Like, I just thought that was really lame. Other things about that segment that I think are worth noting. Boy, I was really surprised. Now, I know it's been a while since Trish was active, but no one recognized her theme music, even in Toronto. Like, when her music started, like, that goofy laugh is all you need to hear to know who it is. But no one reacted until the Titantron told them it was Trish Stratus.
Right.
I thought her interaction with Elias, while Elias carried it, I loved it. I loved their interaction. Whether you're talking about the old jokes, whether it's Elias just thinking that he's getting hit on, like the whole thing, that really worked for me.
I loved Elias when he said about were you gonna have a pillow fight or something?
You know what? I may have liked that better than the Kevin Owens thing last night. I loved Elias and Trish last night.
I sure didn't like it more than that. It was okay for me. That was a B for me. The Kevin Owens thing, go back and watch that match and tell me. I need you to tell me if I'm okay putting that as a candidate for match of the year. I thought that was a great. Well, I don't know if I'm being biased here. It felt like a match of the year candidate for me. I still don't think it's better than the one I have on my list now, but I want to put something notable for WWE.
I mean, I'll admit that I didn't give it the full attention that I should have, but I can't imagine it was better than. I mean, I've got 3 on my list already. I don't mind telling you.
But I wanted something that wasn't an NXT match.
To me, the best main roster match this year, without giving it a lot of thought, my knee-jerk reaction is Ziggler Rollins from, I believe it was, no, not Extreme Rules. Was Extreme Rules the Iron Man match?
I forget.
Okay, well,
the Iron Man match doesn't do it for me because Pittsburgh screwed it up.
It was the first one on pay-per-view. Whatever one was first on pay-per-view was their best. Was the best match on the main roster, in my opinion. And also, the one that comes to me second was a Raw match, actually from Raw 25, Reigns and Miz. I loved that match. That was
a great match too. For me, one of the matches I have written down, you'll probably laugh at me, but I thought the Royal Rumble match, the actual Royal Rumble, not many people pick those as match of the year, but I thought that was great. I thought that was a great Royal Rumble.
I love the greatest Royal Rumble.
Not the greatest Royal Rumble, the great Royal Rumble that happened in January.
But if one's called the greatest, why would you put one that's not the greatest?
I'm not doing this with you today. I'm not doing this. I will team up with Drew McIntyre and I will kick your ass.
I'm just kidding you, pal.
I will turn heel, even though they don't want me to turn heel. But I will turn heel. Do you think that they're going to boo Braun Strowman here? I don't see it.
I think that some people will, and it's going to be like a mixed reaction, kind of like the Roman Reigns one. And I agree. The Royal Rumble where Titus O'Neil tripped on his way to the ring was the best one.
That was a great moment. That was a good moment for sure.
What else do I have here? Something weird that's happening. I feel like we're building towards 3 pay-per-views, and clearly we are. They're not picking one. They're building towards Hell in a Cell. They're building towards Evolution, and they're building towards the Super Stupid show, the Australia one.
And they're not doing, and it's okay with me. They're not doing anything super obnoxiously, but they are promoting 3 at once.
Another thing about the Super show or whatever it's called, the picture of Triple H that they keep using, I think is weird. Look at the way he's posed. Yeah. It like they have the graphic for Undertaker and then it like swirls out and it goes to a graphic of Triple H. It's so Triple H is posed so unnaturally in that photo, and it's all I notice when I see it.
Did you see what time that's airing? Oh, I gotta go. Hold on.
All right, Jerry's gonna bail. I know it's on a. I know it's on. I turned him down because, as he mentioned, he's got to take care of some business.
I know.
I'll wait for him to pick that thing back up before I pick him up. Yeah, I think it's Saturday morning-ish, but I'll watch it, probably Saturday night, and I'll dig it because it's a Saturday night. And I know it's become my joke is I like the weekend shows, but I like shows that air at atypical times. That makes me excited. What else did I take a note of here? Let's see. Oh, there was the funny moment of Alexa Bliss using the wrong word, which as someone who has to use a lot of words on the radio, I can definitely relate to. Hold on. Steve sent me a comment. Let me read that since I don't have Jerry here. What did Steve say? Thanks for watching, Steve. Steve says, Triple H pose looks like he's going to start dancing. Yeah, I think it's super awkward the way that he's posed, and just look for it. I mean, it's not like the worst thing in the world, but just look for it next time you watch that. So yeah, Alexa Bliss used the wrong word last night, which I loved. Like I said, it happens to me on a daily basis, but she used the word revoke instead of invoke. Oh, hold on, maybe he's coming back. Let me see what's up. Oh, he disconnected. Never mind, he's done. So, thanks for your help today, Jer. What else did I have? At least we hit the big things with Jerry. That's pretty much my notes. I think we got the bulk of it down. I think the question today kind of came up naturally with Jerry there. Do you think Owens and Rollins was a match of the year candidate? And once I put this up in the post group, I'll reiterate it. But I feel bad saying it because I didn't give it my full attention. But I think I'm going with a no. I can't imagine it being better than my big 3 NXT matches, which are Gargano Ciampa 1 and 2, as well as that ladder match from New Orleans. But maybe it was. Maybe I should go back and watch it. Maybe I'll do that today. Let us know. Maybe Jerry's not crazy. But even if we disagree, I want him to just put it on his list if that's the way he feels. Let me close things up here. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Sparing any Grange fairs in Pennsylvania, we should have another episode for you guys tomorrow here on 103gbfrocks.com. For myself and my now disappearing tag team partner, Jerry Valeri, we will see you tomorrow here with another episode of Post to Post.